My mom's neighbors and Audrey Ward in Crossroads for Norler. So my mom's neighbor Messa with her daughter that's never gonna weigh below 300 pounds, and that little scrawny drug she calls her husband who's on codeine and marijuana and she's protecting, using her own doctors to try and solicit medical info from my contracts to herself so she could give it to a defense lawyer, so that way her defense lawyer could defend her disabilities against my contract's disabilities, and also what they could have medically against these people in Douglas County and my mom's neighbors for their identity theft. What my mom's neighbor Messa thought was that my mom was protected by Audrey Ward and Karen Fabiano. When I wasn't supposed to be down here when my mom first moved down here, and I was supposed to still be in Portland for Tiffany and O'Shea, but I got sent down here and it got fucked up for Audrey Ward because of Christy Howard, that I made it into Cross. These people were going to rape Chelsea Clausen and her baby. They were going to play Lure Manjarov after I came back here from Free by the Sea. Then they were going to let me leave with a warrant again, go back to Cedar Hills, go back to Portland at Crestview with the guys that were going to OD, then go out to North Point with the guy from Salem, Paul, Josh Robbins from Columbia County, Dan the cop from Washington State. And then I had to go out to the Just for Today house where they had it set up where Todd was going to save Eli from suicide, but he didn't know how, so I had to do it. Their idea was that my mom was going to use Audrey Ward to be hooked up with Susan Bonamici. Susan Bonamici's husband, the circuit court federal judge, was going to give Chris Peterman power like Jenny L. Clark. Jenny L. Clark will give power to Anne Marie Simmons. Anne Marie Simmons will be able to racketeer off the study of Columbia County cases and why they raped Chelsea Clausen's kid in Crossroads to play Lure Manjarov. That will also help Norm Miller against Doug Greisen for his $4.1 million claim. Doug Greisen will lose for being a threatening boss. It will also make later on deals that will cause Walt Pesterfield to lose in Portland Circuit Federal Court against the state of Oregon for him being an abusive boss. Janet Evans will get off of everything she did because she's been working since I was a teenager, not only on the Linda Hall bust, but with Callahan, Ted Grove, Jen Grant, Berkeley Smith when he was there, which Janet Evans got set up by with Linda Hall. John Berg will testify to it with Nick Brejkick. And then they could go on and help Norm Miller and his cops be against Doug Greisen and the cops he hired, like Gaynor and Hoblinski and so on and so forth, probably Cody Simmons, which was the first cop to leave for the racketeering operation when I was 18, which started the retirement side of the racketeering operation. And then they think that they could have power from Portland Circuit District Federal Court to give down to Eugene. Tiffany and O'Shea set it all up because my dad was never in a conservatorship. That's why my mom was always under investigation. It wasn't me being a criminal or anything. It was the conservatorship company trying to get a hold of my dad's property and my dad. My mom defended my dad the whole time to keep the property. That was her job with the Gray family. Everybody in Tri-Cities, Oregon who tried to rape that baby in that hospital gets off and they think they have immunity. And then I go to prison because, you know, not like I got my immunity in prison. So I guess they can't give it to me there, right? So then anyways, I go on. Everybody around here has immunity. Messa, her fat, retarded daughter that wants to play Melissa Butchko, and her scrawny little codeine addicted, marijuana using husband gets to play like they could sue the Boyd family. Dale Boyd goes to prison. Amy Boyd and the kids get off, and Dale Boyd's parents get sued with the help of Bonnie Boom, Keith Gray, Addie Gray, Ricky Gray, Don Gray, and Dale Gray, and their testimony. And that's how this block decided that they could use federal power and federal hookups from Chris Peterman to Anne Marie Simmons in Roseburg Circuit District Courthouse to give it down to a prosecutor to take full control of the hospitals and the operations, to keep me out of jail, because this community cannot handle an inside jail operation, especially not with immunity and inmates getting butt fucked.